Hello, Unscripted, and welcome yet to another episode on my channel, Gladys Unscripted. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing to this channel so you can get an opportunity to watch this video, more to come. And also, I've made 195 videos in the past. You can see how hard we work over here. Now, today we are going to talk about facial hair on women and unwanted facial hair on women. Now, I have facial hair and I'll just give you like a backstory. In this video, I will tell you how you get facial hair, why, and how to get rid of it, especially if you don't want it on your face. And mine is on my chin. Let me give you a backstory. About 8 years ago, we're in 2024, about 9 years ago, I was in a relationship and I was so tired of using morning after pills. And so I decided, you know what? Let me go and seek for a long-term form of family planning. And so I went and did that. Now, just a little bit of a history with my hair. Generally, I'm a very hairy person. And by hairy, I mean like my hair came out, like I started growing hair at an early age. However, like in the right places. However, I wish that hair was on my head. Now, when I started growing, like when I was a teenager and I started like growing hair quite fast, I didn't like it because I also like did not like the whole process of shaving, and then the after shaving, that feeling of itchiness, I did not like that. Now, during that puberty process, I did not have hair in any other place on my body. Of course, I have like a little bit of hair on my legs, thighs, but it's not that much. It's not that much of a bother to me. However, I shave it once in a while, but it's not really all that exaggerated. It's just hair to protect my skin from maybe dust or things like that. Just not much hair as compared to like my pubic and then my armpits. Yeah. However, I just wish that all that hair, the rate at which it grows, would go to my head, and maybe probably I'll have more hair and better hair and voluminous hair. Now, that was in 2016, 2017 there. So I decided I'm going to like seek medical help for another method of family planning, a contraceptive method, I mean. And so I went to a hospital and I told them that I wanted to know the options that are available for me that would be long term, a method that would not like inconvenience me, or like one that would not like have me worried, one that will not make me lose weight or maybe like gain weight. Okay, back then I was a very slim babe, so there wasn't like an option of like losing more weight, which I actually did later, but not because of contraceptives, for another reason known to me, and I've also shared it on this channel. So I decided, so I asked the doctor. So one of the methods that I knew I definitely did not want was the coil, the one that they insert in your uterus and then it goes to like block your tubes such that you cannot get pregnant. So I knew that I did not want that, and so I also knew that I did not want the 3 months shot, and I did not want to like take pills on a daily. And so the doctor that I found in the facility was a lady, and so she advised me that there was an option for me to do like what is it called, like an implant. And so let me just move closer. I opted for an implant on, you see, like on this left hand. This is where she cut and then she inserted it, and then I had some complications later on in life. and then like I had some complications later on, like about a year later. And then about the same time, I wasn't in a relationship, and so I did not see the need to keep it. And so I went and got it removed. And so after that, well, maybe let me just mention like some of the side effects of the implant. I actually had it for quite a longer period of time. I think I removed it in after some time. Actually, I removed it after a very long time, not the next year, although that was something that I wanted to consider. And so I got an implanon. I cannot remember what it was called, but I just read it, like I just read on the piece of paper that it was called an implanon. So it's an implant on your, like beneath your arm. So it goes beneath your arm because it's not easy to spot. However, for me it's just so easy to spot. However, I don't like go around raising my hand so people can see, but that was a very good option for me. And also she advised me that with this form of contraceptive, there weren't like major what are they called, there weren't major side effects, and so I was good with that. And so I actually do miss it. I actually do miss like having it on my arm for some reason, which is so weird. But I cannot have it if I'm not in a relationship. And so I say to myself, nah, let me just chill. And I'm this person that likes to avoid risks. Like and this is something that I was trying to explain to one of the people that I had met like last year. And then he was trying to tell me that he likes spontaneous people, and then he told me that in a relationship he likes it when a babe is very spontaneous. And then I told him that for me to be spontaneous, I need to like cover the base first. I need to make sure that everything is alright. So if I'm to be spontaneous, like matters intimacy and involving like the extremes of sexual intercourse, for me, I would have to like, my partner and I would have to like check all the risks involved. And for my part, that is why I had to like get an implant back in like 8 years ago. That's why I had to like get an implant so I could observe this spontaneity. And so when I met this person in 2019, just a friend, when we met and then we were just talking, and then he was like, I like a spontaneous babe, blah 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 blah. And then I told him, that's really nice. And then I asked him, would you, like, assume that you just met someone today, would you want this person to be spontaneous with you the same day? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay, we seem to be different people here. Because for me to be spontaneous, well, for starters, I thought that was very dumb. If I ever, if okay, let's even say in my mind, I've never even like thought about a situation like that, because I'm this person that needs planning. I'm this person that will make sure that for me to be spontaneous with, like, let's say my partner, I would have to make sure that the two of us have eliminated the risks, or maybe are aware of the risks involved. And on my part, I covered the contraceptive. I covered that. And so for him, we have to like, or the two of us have to like get checked so we can know what we are getting into. So that's the kind of a person I am. And so for me, like, and that's where like the whole story of one night stands doesn't work for me, because I'm this person who overthinks, and I feel like it's very healthy for me because it makes me avoid like a lot of drama in my life. It makes me avoid a lot of risks involved. And yeah, so I got this implant, and then some years later I got rid of it because I wasn't in a relationship, and also there was some health complications involved. For starters, and I don't know if this is common, but like my heart was racing, and I did not like that. I would also like get so it's as if I had like hormone imbalance. And then just about the same year, I was like, I made the decision to like have it removed. Something was happening to me, and like I wasn't having my menses for the normal number of days. For example, I'm this person that could take like 5 days on a normal. That's how I'd like that was my cycle. I'd go for like 5 days. But when I got to like install the implant, I noticed that the number of days reduced, and I thought maybe that had to do with the sanitary towels that I was using. Turns out it wasn't. And so I decided, let me just have it removed. Besides, I have nothing to lose because I'm not in a relationship anymore. So yeah, I did that. And so just like the day that I installed the implant, from that day, let's mark about 6 7 months to a year, I noticed there was something going on with my face. For starters, I'm a very like when I okay, my skin, like my face did not take puberty quite well, because when puberty hit, I developed acne, and it was so bad to an extent. I had like low self-esteem. I had like I didn't have like self-confidence, and that really it didn't really work so well on me. And so I felt so insecure about my looks at one point. But again, I gained my confidence later on in life. And my acne was so bad to an extent, I went to dermatologists. I got creams that would literally make my face peel off. And oh my god, up until was it in 2018, something happened, and I got a cream that literally cleared my face. And then I decided to like have a morning and evening routine, facial routine. And so about 6 7 months to like a year after I got my implant installed, I noticed some changes on my hair. When my acne started as a teenager, it started over here. Like I would have pimples on this area, like a lot of pimples. And in my mind, I thought that if I prick a pimple, and like if I if I prick the pimple and then let out whatever it is, that whatever it was, if it was a blackhead that was inside there, I thought that would help eliminating the pimples on my face. Turns out I was doing more damage than helping out. And so as time went by, I developed more pimples on my cheeks, and then it also like went to my forehead. Well, I used to have like a few pimples on my forehead every time I was having my menses, but it wasn't really more of a bother to me, because after the menses, like after a week, like it would be gone. And so I wasn't really worried about that. So about this, like about a year later, 6 7 months, 7 months to like about a year after like installing the implant, I noticed that I was growing facial hair on my chin. And the only thing that helps me, first of all, facial hair on my chin as a lady was so embarrassing. I don't know if you can relate as a lady, but for me, I never wanted facial hair. I never wanted it. Because I mean, like, I'm a babe, like, I'm a lady. I have all the physical features of a lady, and then you tell me I'm growing a beard. And I was actually so worried because I thought the next thing that would come is I'd probably break my voice, and that really got me so concerned. And it's so stupid to think, but when you're like in a moment of desperation and you're very tensed, that is something that is, and you're anxious, that is something that, like, you have all these crazy thoughts in your mind. And so the day that I noticed that I had facial hair on my chin, I was, first of all, I was so embarrassed. Yeah, I was so embarrassed because I'm not the one that noticed that I had beard. I hate calling my facial hair beard, but it's just the truth. I hate it, but it's a fact. And so I'm not the one that noticed I had facial hair. It's someone that I was working with that noticed that. And you know the crazy thing? Um, I used to wear wigs. I used to wear like human hair wigs with like a middle partition. You remember the days for like the frontal closure? So I used to wear that, and then it would hide this part of my face. And so I had like a colleague, and that day I had not talked to him. And so, like, he was just next to me. I was so busy with work. I had not talked to him. Or maybe he noticed like a mood change, a mood shift on that day. And so, what he did was he moved my hair, and instead of me looking at him, I would just continued with my work. And that's when he noticed that, well, he had noticed that my face had improved, like with the acne, had actually improved. And so when he asked me, what's this on your, like, do you have, like, has your acne come back? And I told him, no, it hasn't come back. So this entire time, unknowingly, I was just trying to like pull out the hairs with my fingers and my nails. And so I could not like pull out everything, and at the end of the day I just ended up like bruising my skin, and that caused like lesions on my face and also dark marks, because I was literally bruising my chin. And so he noticed that and was like, okay, is your acne back? And I told him I don't even know what's going on with me. And that's when he noticed that I have facial hair, and he told me, Kai, uko na ndevu. Do you know how embarrassing that is? It's literally telling someone, Kai, you have beard, you're a lady and you have beard. So I was so ashamed, for starters, and I just laughed it off. I just laughed it off. But then he made me aware of this insecurity that I had that did not even matter to me in the first place. So when he told me that, I got so insecure about it, and that's when I went to the washrooms later. Not immediately. If I went immediately, he'd have noticed, and everyone else would have thought it's true, or maybe I'd be more ashamed. And so I decided to like go to the toilet, to the ladies' room, and well, I could not see well on the face, like on the mirror. So I decided to like grab my bag and use my makeup mirror, which is like this, which is as simple as this. So this is what I used. Well, not the exact mirror, but a similar mirror. And so I used that, and I was just so annoyed to see facial hair. And so I did not even know what to do. So what did I do next? I made an appointment with a dermatologist in one of the hospitals that I used to go to. And then the dermatologist was only available on, was it on, if I'm not wrong, Wednesdays and Sundays. I'm not quite sure, but there's a time that I went to the dermatologist on a Sunday, and I remember that's when he gave me that cream when you apply on your face, the one that makes your skin peel. And I was in so much pain. To an extent, I just dropped it. he had given me two creams. He gave me like a lotion and then a cream. So there was something, there was one of the cream, okay, one of the creams was used to like, he told me that I'd have to like apply that during the day on my face. I have very sensitive skin and I just have to like use one specific soap on my face. That is something that I discovered later on. I have to use like one specific soap on my face and then specific oils on my face, specific, I rarely use lotions on my face because my face just reacts. And so to be safe, I just stick to what I know works for me. If ever like I explore other options and they work for me, well and good. But anything that I use on my face that can lead to like the blockage of pores on my face, I avoid that as much as I can. And so the use of petroleum jelly is not really recommended on me. Some, yeah. And so I go to this doctor, he gives me a cream, and then I come back home. I use it, and it makes me worse. Because with the cream, I could not even like go outside to like bask in the sun. Because I was just in pain the entire time. I used it for about a week, and then I just stopped. Because it wasn't working for me. If anything, it was just making my cheeks redden, and I did not like that. It's as if it was like getting rid of my skin, and maybe I don't know if what you were targeting for is my bones, I don't even know, or the white meat, I don't even know what you were targeting there. And so yeah, so I got rid of that, and then like, oh my god, I think I lost trail of thoughts. I lost like the trail of my thoughts. And so so you notice like I have facial hair. I get annoyed, and then I make like an appointment, and he gives me the creams and the lotion. I use them, they don't work on me, and I decided I'm done. And so I remember I got a call, like I got a follow-up call from the same facility, and they were like, how is your face doing? And I told them, so far so not good. I told them I even like stopped using the creams they gave me, and then they were like, okay, would you mind coming for checkup? So what did I do? I just went back to the facility for checkup, and I don't know, I was just so skeptical about meeting the same dermatologist, because I thought he could not really relate to what I was going through, because he had like this perfect skin and he was a guy. So I thought probably he doesn't even know what he's doing. You know, like, unfortunately, you get to that moment of desperation, and then you start to think of, maybe this professional does not even know what he's doing. He doesn't even know what he's like recommending for me to use. And so I wasn't really pleased. And so one day, okay, I went to like other people as well. Well, when I went when I went for the follow up, they gave me medication like antibiotics and I don't know, just a lot of meds. And I started using them, but I did not even like them, so I just dropped them. I was just so fed up. Like, that was when the first time for me to it wasn't the first time for me to like go to a derma and they suggest such things. And then I was using the creams on my face. He had recommended the same creams on my face to also like get rid of the beard, but it just like led to my skin peeling, making my acne worse. And so I hated that. And so when they gave me like meds to swallow, I was like, okay, what's this for? And so I simply just gave up. And then like in 2018, there's this cream that I came across. Well, let me not mention the brand, because later on they contacted me and they wanted me to like work for them or work with them, but then something happened. Story for another day. Now, and obviously did not get the job. And so feel like crying. And so later on in life, I struggled with the facial hair for quite some time. And so later on, after seeking help from so many people, there's this time that I got so embarrassed because I was just heading to the salon, and my hair was just tied back like this. And so I wanted to do some braids, and every time I do braids, I just like simple ones, not complicated hairstyles, just a simple one to just have me looking cute and neat. And so the salonist that I went to was not was actually not my salonist. So I was just trying something new, and not that I wanted to, but because my salonist was not available at that point. And so what happened is I went to the salonist, and the first thing that she noticed on my face was dark marks on my chin and just below my cheeks. On this chin bone here, she noticed dark marks there, and she was like, unakuanga na ndevu hizo, ni kuzivuta unazivuta. And I was so embarrassed because everyone else in the salon laughed at me. Yeah. However, that statement changed my life completely. I'm this person that likes criticism, but not talking down on me. I like criticism, but not someone talking down on me, or maybe like hurling insults. I'm not good with that. And so when she saw me and she gave that statement, that embarrassed me a lot. I just felt as if she didn't make sense, but she did make sense. And I decided, oh my god, you know what? This entire time, this is actually like years later after I had got rid of my implant, and so the beard thing was still ongoing. And I think that it's very possible that the implant contributed to the beard on my chin. That's the only thing I know of, because every other person in my family doesn't have beard. Like every other female in my family doesn't have beard. Well, the men do, but the females don't. And so I could not really blame it on genetics or hereditary. It's not. However, I could be wrong. But for it to like grow about 7 to like about a year after I installed it, it's a bit suspicious for me. Yeah. And so so I did my hair on that day, but then I just decided from now on I'm going to find a way of getting rid of this hair. Now, there's this thing that normally happens in Kenya when most people go to the coast and they bathe they bathe in the ocean, the beaches. They come back, and then there's something that normally happens to their hair. They come back home and their hair is damaged. Some of them end up having stagnated growth on their hair. And when I remembered that, taking into consideration that the water in the ocean and the beaches is salty, I decided, okay, maybe I should try out something. Is that now, like when I started, I think you can see a bit of black marks on my face and this place as well. Well, most of these marks that you see on my face are permanent ones. Some of them are beauty marks, like this one, like this one, like this one. Most of them are beauty marks, like they're literally permanent, they're there. But like this one, this is not a permanent one, but this one here, that's permanent. And so most of the times you'd find that I have very dark marks on this area, under the chin, on this area as well as here. So most of these dark marks that you're seeing on my face are as a result of facial hair. I'm still healing from it, but I used to have, it used to grow from, like I used to have like one here and a lot underneath. And I used to be so worried. I also used to have some on this side. It wasn't that much, but I used to have like about 6 of them. And when I say 6, just imagine, this is on a lady's chin, this is on a lady's face, so 6 is a lot. And so there were times that I used to get like a razor, oh my god, a razor. I said laser. I used to get like a razor and shave them off, but that did not even work. And so I decided, okay, when I thought about the whole situation of people going to like the coast and them using the ocean water and then it damaging their hair, and then some of them having like stagnated growth, I asked myself, what if I applied the same to me? Let me now show you what I opted to do. I'll just clip this on my shirt like that. Oof. Okay, let me just clip it here. Why is this becoming so hard to do? However, most of my recent videos, I've just been holding the mic. You see? So this is what I normally do. Let me just get everything together. So what you will need for your, and I want you to know that at the moment I only have like 3 hairs on my face that I have to worry about, and they're actually on this side. So what I normally do is, so I started off this process some years ago, and I've seen like improvement. For starters, I no longer have facial hair on this bone, on this cheekbone, on this chin bone. I no longer have hair there. The only place that's left that I get some hairs, and that's about 3 of them, is just right here. Am I working on that? Of course I am. And these hairs no longer grow the same way they were growing like in the past. So I believe I moved from 50 facial hair, because it was a lot, and unwanted hair, to 3 of them. What you will need is a mirror, is a makeup mirror. And then you are going to need salt. This is the normal salt that you use in your household. And then, of course, you will need a bit of water, and then you're going to need a brush. Let me show you how that works. So, you're going to take your brush. Of course, you have to make sure that the chin is clean. You're going to take your brush, and then you dip it in the water and bring it back. So when you dip it in the water, of course it's going to get wet, and then you're going to dip it in the salt like this. It's in the same way that you collect your foundation, or maybe like the product that you want to apply on your eyes, or maybe like your, what are they called, brows. Same way. So this is a wet brush. It has a bit of water in it, and then we collect salt like this. We collect salt like this, and then we take it to the place that has facial hair, and then you just like apply it like that. At this point, you're going to be needing your mirror. Why? Because you need to see where you're applying this on. So this is my salt, and then I go with it on my chin like that. Initially, I'd apply like this on almost on a very large surface. Let me just show you. I'd apply it here because there was a lot of hair concentrated on this point, and I would also like extend it like below my chin like that, because I also like had like a lot of hair I'm just doing this to show you how I used to do it, but now I don't have to like do this entire area. This is how I used to do it. That's how I used to do it. And if you know exactly where your hair is growing from, concentrate on that area. For me, this is where my hair is growing from. Yeah, so that's how I normally do it. So what you're going to do is you are going to leave this for some time. Of course, there's still some salt left on my palm. Let me just try and do this. Apply the salt on your palm like that. And so you are going to leave this for some time. Let me just take my towel and wipe my hand. You're going to leave this for some time. Just let it sit. Just let it sit for about maybe 10-20 minutes. Let your skin absorb it. Let your skin absorb it. Also make sure that you're taking in a lot of water in your daily life. And maybe I've come to realize that salt has been like a solution to most of my problems. For example, if you watch this video, okay, yeah, I'm going to attach this video here. If you watch this video, I was explaining it to you how I managed to lose weight using salt by observing a morning routine. And I'm this person that could lose weight in less than a week. I could lose like 5 kgs in less than a week by simply observing my morning routine. So make sure that you check out this video, and if indeed you need to lose weight, just follow the morning routine. It works like magic. So salt has been like one of those ingredients that has been solving most of my health problems. And when I was doing a video yesterday, this video, make sure you go and watch it. When I was doing this video yesterday, I mentioned that whenever I consume sugar, I end up being very forgetful. But whenever I consume salt, the same doesn't happen. And so to me, salt has been one of those products that I use to, help me out when I'm going through something, especially to do with health. I use salt a lot and I cannot complain. I cannot complain. Also, when I have a cold, there's also like a procedure I use to like get rid of the cold. And initially I used to do cayenne pepper. Like I used to make like a hot beverage using cayenne pepper, but then I stopped using it because I noticed that I don't do so well also when it comes to spicy stuff. It interferes with my bowel, and so I stopped that. So for the purpose of the video, let me just show you how I take off this salt. You see like how I look like. I look as if I have a beard. This is something that I like was a very big nightmare for me. So how I clear this salt is I take my towel and then I make sure, and then I wet it. I just dip it in water and then I just make it a little bit wet like that, and then I wipe this off. I like using warm water, so this feels so good. I wipe it off like that. So the salt is on that side, so let me dip this other side of the towel. This is like probably to like sort of rinse the area. I take this and then I wipe the surface like this. Oof, I hope I'm not interfering with the audio. And so the moment I wipe it like that, I have to like also take my makeup mirror. It's a very tiny mirror, and then I just check to see if I have like any salt remaining on my chin. When I'm sure there's nothing there, here is the next process. So for starters, I let my chin breathe for a moment there. I let it breathe, and yeah. So when I let it breathe like that, and I let it like to sort of like dry up, this helps me like identify the hairs that I have that can be pulled out. Now I can already sense it's dry and I'm feeling good. So I had to get tweezers. These are tweezers. So I go in with my tweezers and identify a place that has any hair. Okay, at this point, you'll notice that your chin is feels like it's inflamed, but it's actually not. It's just that feeling of it's like the way that you feel when you have salt on your lips or salt on your tongue. It's just that feeling. And so this helps me like identify the hairs that need to be pulled out. It looks as if I don't have more hair. And so I just pulled one hair. And so what normally happens is you see like the salt that has been absorbed, you can as well like do the whole salt process, like applying it on your face. You can do it when you're, what is it called, you can do it immediately after pulling out your hairs with the tweezers. You can do it after that so that the salt can be absorbed better on your skin, and then it can like block the pores that this hair is coming from. So like the root cause of this hair, like the layer that they're coming from, with the moment it's blocked by salt, that is going to prevent them from like growing back, because salt is going to make sure that that layer is damaged completely. And so as at now, I don't have like any hairs, and this is something that, and maybe since I just did this process today, this is not like a daily process. I could do it like once, no, not, yeah, there are times I do it once a week, but most of the times I do it like initially I used to do it like on a daily, but then I noticed there's no need for me to do that. So I did it for like a week on a daily, but then I stopped. And then I went to like twice a week, and then now I do it like twice a week, sometimes once. And the reason I do it once a week is to just observe whether in a week's time I'll have any more hairs. So like today, it's been a week since I pulled any hair from my chin, and so the last time I checked I had 3 very consecutive hairs to pull out. But as it seems I have like maybe there's just one consistent one, and I feel like it's just going to go away with time. And so I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope that in case you have any questions about facial hair, and sometimes some people are very comfortable with facial hair. That's why I stated that mine was unwanted, and that's why I keep getting rid of it. In case you have, and I've also like tried to use like even other shaving creams on my chin, and they did not work. I've tried using other beard remover or balding products, they did not work, but salt ended up working for me. I've also tried the laser treatment, but it did not work for me. I've tried, is it electrolysis? It never worked for me. And so this method worked for me. I hope that you find this video helpful, and if you have someone suffering from, facial hair, like unwanted facial hair, a lady or even a man, do let them watch this video till the end. And I hope that you have a lovely time, morning, afternoon, evening, night, depending on the time that you are watching this video at. I've been your girl, Gladys Nyambura, and you are Unscripted. Bye. Merry Christmas.